Hi, friends. Welcome back. It's week 4 of our Shut Up, Tell Me More summer replay series. This summer, I'm revisiting some of my favorite conversations from the past 2 years. And this episode genuinely made me second guess everything that I eat. My guest is Jake Engelen, better known as Jake the Farmer. And get this. According to Jake, organic is basically bullshit, and he explains exactly why. Whether you agree with him or not, he will absolutely make you think differently about food, farming, and what we're putting into our bodies. Jake has also lived what feels like 9 different lives. He served in combat in the military. He worked as a finance bro, and now he owns and operates his very own regenerative farm, Coastal Pastures, in Delray Beach, Florida. And one of my favorite parts of our conversation had absolutely nothing to do with farming at all. Jake shares the unbelievable story of his father, who was a convict on the run for years and was basically taunting the police the entire time with his screen name. You truly have to hear it to believe it. This conversation is fascinating from beginning to end. It is filled with so many stories, perspective, and moments that will leave you thinking long after it's over. Please enjoy this very special Shut Up, Tell Me More replay, my conversation with Jake the Farmer. Hi, friends. Welcome back to Shut Up, Tell Me More. I have such a fun guest in studio with me today, Jake Engelen. I like to call him Jake the Farmer. Jake is the founder of Coastal Pastures Farms, which is an amazing regenerative farm in Delray, Florida. And if you're going, what is that? You will find out. I really think his farm is the true meaning of organic, and we'll get into what it all means and everything that he does. And while that is fascinating, we're not just here to discuss farming. Jake has a life that rivals that of Forrest Gump. So I personally believe he should be the next Bachelor. You'll be the judge of that, guys. But welcome to the podcast, Jake. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. Happy to be here.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for leaving the farm. I know that you're there all the time. So thank you for taking some time to talk with me today.
It's good to get out of the bubble, you know.
Yes.
Every once in a while, dabble.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I feel like you've lived like 10 lives in one already, and you're young, so.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's been a trip.
Yeah. So I want to start because I feel like your family was really like the beginning of it all. I feel like that influenced you so much. So you were born in England.
Correct.
Your mom's British.
My real father, my biological father is as well, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So when did you make it over the States?
1996.
Okay. What happened?
My mom married an American.
Uh-huh.
He was working on Wall Street. He had an office in London. Mm-hmm. A few different places. Tokyo and Hong Kong and all over the place.
Wow. So you moved where?
He grew up on a dairy farm in Minnesota.
Okay.
After his father, I guess my grandfather, I call him Dad, he's the man that raised me.
Yeah.
And after he kind of retired from farming, he separated and gave all of his kids a bunch of plots.
Yeah.
So that's when I ended up growing up.
Very cool. Yeah. So did you work on the dairy farm?
No, it wasn't really a dairy farm when I was growing up. My grandparents still had like a smokehouse for meat and a garden. So I was like canning with my grandmother and in the garden a lot. And then my uncle who lived next door, he had a Christmas tree farm and then some cattle.
Nice. Yeah. So like farming is kind of always like I've never farmed. I know that's shocking to you to
hear.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever planted anything in my life actually.
You should. Yeah. Get your fingers in the soil.
I'm going to come visit you at the farm because I think it's like fascinating. And now like we spoke yesterday. Yeah. Since then I have deep dived into farming. It's amazing. And the things that you were doing is really amazing. Sure. And I also feel like I can only eat now from your farm because everything else is just so chemically in. And we're going to get into that. Sure. But I want to go back to growing up.
Yep.
So tell me about the relationship with your mom and your dad. I know they were like they were separated. So what was it like growing up with both of them? And
yeah, I still maintained a relationship with my father. He just lived in England, and then he eventually moved to Florida. I lived with him a little bit when I was a teenager in college. In high school. I always maintained a relationship with him.
Yeah, and he has an interesting fun fact. Your dad.
Yeah, he was on the run from the FBI for a while.
Oh, as one does.
Yeah.
Did you know that he was on the run when he was, and how old were you when that was happening?
I don't know if I can disclose that, but I mean, I knew, whatever.
Yeah. You're like, it's, the case. Unfortunately, he did pass away.
Maybe I can say that I didn't know where he was, but I also knew that. So.
How old were you when that was going on?
I was 24.
And he was in Florida on the run?
He was in Florida. He set up, so this was like 2007. So like as the internet was getting big, they had a pharmaceutical company.
Uh-huh.
And I don't exactly know the details, but you could go and get meds online.
Yeah.
And then the doctor was writing prescriptions.
Wow.
So you could get, I think the illegal part of it was that you could get narcotics or whatever the heavy prescription painkillers are for like small ailments.
Yeah. Wow.
And then he ended up writing a prescription across state lines, and that flagged some stuff. And that's
what started him on the run?
Yeah, then he laundered all the money to Spain because there's no extraditing laws.
Okay.
And then, he was on the run. So Christmas, I couldn't get a hold of him. I drove up to his apartment in Orlando where he was, and his wife at the time answered the door. She said that he had been picked up, and then he kind of left. And then he wrote me an email, and I remember the email. It was on the run 69 at yahoo.com.
I mean.
And he was like, hey, I'm here. And then, as I mentioned to you on the phone yesterday.
I'm dying. His screen name was On the Run 69.
69. He was a wild guy. Wild guy. Four different kids, 4 different women.
Wow.
I still have a relationship with all my siblings. I'm the oldest.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
What was that like growing up with him having all these wives and children and...
Just girlfriend after girlfriend. I mean, he was more like my big brother.
Yeah.
You know, and then I had my stepdad who was more like a father figure who I don't want to say feared, but they both taught me good things. Like my real father always told me it's nice to be nice. He would like introduce himself to like the grocery store clerk and the waiter, and was always like very charming and very nice.
Yeah, he was just a man of the people. I feel like he probably had a good sense of humor. Like
great guy.
Like you're like hiding in plain sight with On the Run 69. Oh my gosh. Was he, because I would imagine being so paranoid. Like I feel like I'd be like in Goodfellas when they're looking up at the helicopters above them. Like I would feel like everyone is watching me at every moment if I was a fugitive.
Yeah, I mean, he drank heavily, you know.
Yeah.
So he died in prison of organ failure. Most likely due to the drinking and drugs. So probably handle it like that. But he was an alcoholic long before then.
Yeah. What was that like for you growing up with an alcoholic father?
I suppose my childhood was like, you don't know anything's different.
Yeah, that's true.
I had no idea that there was like these families that existed.
Yes.
Yes,
100%.
Yeah,
like you
I
didn't
really
know that it could be any way other than what you were experiencing.
I remember actually we went on vacation in England to like these caravan sites, which is like akin to renting an RV somewhere, like by a lake or something. And there was some kind of dispute at a bar. And I remember the first time I ran from the police, I think I was 9, with him, right after this like bar altercation.
Oh,
and he ended up getting caught. And I think there was like a news segment somewhere out there. I'm all crying, right? 9 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's quite the experience for a 9-year-old.
So it kind of shapes you, right? A little bit.
Yes. Yeah. I feel like that would shape you. What effect has that had on you?
Oh, well, I think it's actually kind of good now I come to think of it, because I'm not saying to influence kids not to follow rules, but we all live in this bubble of all of this law and order, and it's just one group of people forcing these things on you. So like with the farm, I don't think I'm doing anything wrong, although I mentioned I have like magistrate hearings and code enforcement and all this BS, and it's like, what am I really doing? Regenerating the soil, raising super clean food. The community loves it. I have Girl Scout groups, Boy Scout groups, like low income kids school groups, right, that I do for free. So it really, in my eyes, you know, we hire we elect these officials that care zero about what the community wants. Yeah. So if I were to just fall in this trap of following these rules, then I would have folded a long time ago. Yes. You know? Yes. That's why I refuse to do that. So it's like, yeah. That's why you have what you have today. I feel like we need to brand you the badass farmer. It's it works. It's perfect. Yeah. And again, it goes perfectly with the Bachelor thing. I'm very hung up on the Bachelor thing. I think you haven't. I don't know. If you haven't noticed, we're going to get a little bit into your dating life. Sure. Okay. So the story with your dad is crazy. You also were a Marine. How did you end up in the Marines? Well, my stepfather was an alcoholic too. So high school, I think, was a little bit rough. He went to treatment, I think, every year for 7 years straight.
Oh, wow.
So I was kind of a wild kid, and I think that kind of God, the universe, whatever you want to pick, I think you can go to the military and get the discipline that you need and come out better. Yeah. Or it can completely destroy you. and I went during a time of war, so it easily could have gone the other way.
Yeah.
It just so happened I got out of it what I needed.
What made you go and enlist?
I think I was completely lost, as a kid, and a wild, horrible kid. I should apologize to my mother every day.
Yes.
Poor mom.
Yes. Well, she works with you now, so she can't.
No,
she can't be that upset
took her under
about
the
it.
wing. Yeah,
yes.
her and I are like best friends. But she's my number one fan. Yeah, I think I needed something, and I knew I needed something, and I grew up affluent, and I don't want to say life was easy living with an alcoholic, but everything else relative, other than that, was pretty easy. Like life for an affluent kid's.
Yeah. Yeah, you didn't have
easy,
the
right?
struggle
It's easy.
that a lot of people
exactly,
do.
right?
Yeah.
So I think I kind of needed a challenge. I don't know if that big of a challenge was really worth it, but
Yeah, you're like, I need a challenge. Let me go fight for my country, which, by the way, thank you for your service before I say anything else. How do you decide that the Marines is the right part of the military for you to go into?
I don't know. I was just a young kid, and I was like, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. And
Yeah.
then became an infantry machine gunner, a couple combat deployments to Afghanistan, and then it just kind of unfolded,
What is that like, waking up in Afghanistan every day and not really knowing what's going to happen?
I think you internalize it, and look, let's be honest, right? They just brainwash kids. So you have some training, it kicks in.
Yeah.
And then it becomes more about you and your buddies just getting home that night than it does anything else. Like, I didn't once think about country or the reason or anything like that, right?
Really?
It's just like, me and my boys are going to get out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know that those bonds are stronger than anything.
Oh, yeah.
So you were deployed twice. What years was that?
Once in 2010 and then once in 2012.
What made you go back?
Well, I guess you don't really have an option.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. You're written into a contract, right? You can't quit, or you
Oh,
go to the
this I
brig.
did
It's like
not
military
know.
prison. Yeah, you can't say no.
Wow. I had no
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah, you can't just like opt out.
Yeah. You're not like, I'm tired of this. I'd like this activity to end now.
I think it's an act of treason.
Oh my God. What was, okay, so treason's bad. We know
Yeah.
that. What was the craziest thing you saw?
Oh boy, I saw a helicopter get RPG'd out of the sky, and both those pilots died. That was a
my
wild
God.
one. I got blown up my first deployment.
Wow.
In a vehicle, in a turret.
Wow. Were you injured?
No, I wasn't, luckily. Yeah. We have these Oshkosh vehicles. They're like $1 million.
Yeah.
So we got hit, I think, 9 or 10 times that deployment. So that's $10 million of taxpayers' dollars.
Yeah.
Down the drain.
Excuse my nativity.
Yeah.
What is Oshkosh?
Oh, sorry.
Oshkosh
Yeah. Sorry. Oshkosh is a vehicle brand that made military vehicles with a V-shaped hull in order to kind of like redirect the blast.
Okay.
So it doesn't go through the hull of the vehicle.
Wow. You've taught me many things.
Sure,
I feel like
sure.
you have lived such an interesting life. Things that I have never done and I can honestly say will probably never do.
Yeah.
So this is fascinating. Okay. So you told me the best story yesterday. I loved it, that you had the real life notebook.
Yeah. So when I was in Afghanistan, I think I wrote, I don't know how many letters, tons.
So wait, back up.
Yeah.
This was with a girl you were dating or broken up with, or?
No, I had a high school sweetheart.
Okay.
And I've loved her my whole life.
Were you dating when you went into the Army?
No.
Okay.
I hadn't dated for a number of years.
Okay.
Always kept in contact. And I wrote her a bunch of letters, and I think her mom or her dad hid the letters from her.
Yeah.
And then they ended up giving it to her, and then she responded to every letter and then never sent them to me. Then texted me a photo of all of the letters sitting on her floor and said I responded to every one.
And you wrote 900 letters?
No, not 900.
Oh, how many?
A lot. I don't know. I was there for 7 months, twice.
Wow. What do you write in those letters? Are you like, today we did that? Because you can't really talk about it. So.
Yeah, I guess I didn't disclose much. I don't know. Just talk about anything and everything. You know, the past, the future.
Yeah.
What's going on in daily life.
So you come home and you reach out to her.
Yeah,
just
we
like Noah
reconnected
in the
and
notebook.
she had just gotten out of treatment.
Okay.
So I just knew it couldn't be after that.
Yeah. But
Can't have another addict in my life. My best friend also overdosed at 19 years old. I was best friends with him since 11.
Oh my gosh.
So it's both my dad's and my best friend. So I was like, you can't.
You've been
can't
through
be done,
some stuff for sure.
She's doing good. She's got a wife, kid. Or sorry, she got a husband and a kid.
Yeah, having a wife would be like a fun little turn of events there. That'd be a good story.
Exactly.
So wait, you came back, and did you say like, did you get my letters?
Yeah, we had some like back and forth about it.
Yeah.
Like, I want those letters. They're mine.
Yeah. You wanted your letters back.
Yeah.
You didn't get them back,
at the time,
did you?
she had saved them. Probably she threw them away now. I don't know.
Oh, well, if she's listening to this, we want to know where the letters are. Comment in the comments. Oh my gosh. Wow. Yeah. Okay. So did you talk to her parents? Were you like, why did you hide these letters from her?
No. I saw her mom once, actually. We had like some mutual friends and we were in a kitchen, but I didn't bring it up.
Oh my gosh. And you were just writing, not receiving anything back.
Yeah.
Does that hurt your morale when you're on deployment?
No.
You just keep going. You're like, it's okay. I'll write her another one.
Yeah.
Endless stamps. It's fine.
Yeah. It was free for us, right? So
I was just about to ask that. Do they pay for your stamps? That's funny. You're like, I could keep going for days, girl, before you write back. That's so funny.
I mean, I wrote a lot of people. I kept all of the letters that everybody sent me there.
Yeah. Wow.
I have them in a box. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you should make a book out of that.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know how interesting the letters are, right? Like,
I mean,
hey, how's it going? How's
it's
life?
still like tales of deployment.
Yeah.
Like, how many people can say that they've been deployed and fought in Afghanistan?
Sure.
Oh my gosh. So are you still close with your, what was it called, an infantry, or what is the like unit called?
I was with 3rd Battalion, 3rd Marines, and I was an infantry machine gunner.
Okay.
India company.
Okay. So by the way, being an infantry machine gunner, does that mean you are like on top of the vehicle with the machine gun?
No, half the deployment I was on the ground, and then half of them I was in a turret, which is like a machine gun gets placed in a, I guess, I don't know what you want to call it, a mechanism that rotates. With a really heavy machine gun that probably heavy enough where you can't carry on the ground.
Okay. Yeah. Wow. This is unbelievable. Yeah. How do you feel like, because we always hear about aftercare for veterans. Yeah. Do you feel like they do a good job of making sure that everyone's okay post-war?
I think they throw a lot of pills at guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, which doesn't help anything.
Yeah.
I guess I just ate healthy and trained jiu-jitsu and came back with half my critical faculty.
Yeah.
And they should do more of that and less of all the other stuff.
Yeah. So connecting it to farming now, I know that you spoke to your mom and asked her to send you, canned vegetables while you were deployed? Yeah.
So after I got blown up, I didn't really want to put anything in my body that was going to kill me any faster. Like I was eating junk food, I was smoking cigarettes.
Yeah.
I guess just trying to cope. But then after that, I kind of went on this like massive health kick and then started doing a lot of research into like regenerative farming. And that was 2010.
And that's what kind of started it all.
Yeah, I mean, high-fat diets, grass-fed butter, things like that.
Yeah. So before you did that, though, you were a finance bro. How did we get there? How did we get out of the Army into finance? Where I straight up picture you like wearing a white collared shirt, the vest,
suit,
the whole
day.
thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
A business attire.
Yes.
Yeah.
So how do we get there? Take me on that journey.
After the Marine Corps, I got a undergraduate degree in mathematics, and then I ended up getting a master's degree in something called financial mathematics. It's like applied math.
It sounds really fun.
I mean, if you like math, it's interesting, right?
No, I'm totally kidding. I'm not a math girl. Yeah.
Maybe I can barely read, but the math was okay for me.
Yeah.
No, but on a serious note, there was a lot of smart people there, and I had to try really hard.
Yeah.
But and then I guess my stepdad, his dream was really to have some investment money. We would kind of couple that. So I would go to Wall Street for a decade, make my money, get it out. We would trade our own portfolio, and then live on a ranch.
Wow.
And then he ended up passing away, and I just did it anyway.
Amazing.
Yeah.
He's looking down so proud of you, I'm sure.
So.
Amazing.
Yeah.
You did both the things.
Yep.
So you graduate college and you go to work in Boca, right?
Yeah. Like a mid-sized hedge fund in Boca, yeah.
Yeah. And you were like doing the grind of all the things in the finance world. Yeah. I feel like it's a very, would you say it's like a very greed invested world?
100%.
And I feel like it's also, because it's such a juxtaposition between the farm now.
Yeah.
Like it really is so different. So how long were you working at the fund?
2020 to last year.
Okay.
Yeah. Or 18 months ago, something like that. Yeah.
Wait, this is brand new.
Yeah, relatively new.
This is insane.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah, I just quit one day and then started a farm.
Okay, wait, but it didn't happen quite like that. So
Sure.
What drew you to the farm
Oh, I was living with my girlfriend at the time. I regenerated all of the soil 'cause she kind of had a sandy backyard in Deerfield. And then the more research I did.
What does it mean, by the way? We have to tell the people to regenerate the soil.
Well, soil is like this living thing, right, with bacteria and protozoa and fungi, and it's like this living organism. Mm-hmm. And it gives, if it's healthy, it gives rise to healthy plants. Then the animals eat those healthy plants, and then we consume those animals, or we consume the plants.
Okay.
So healthier the soil, more nutrition to the plants, more nutrition to the animal that you eat, or the plant that you eat.
Yes. Okay.
So I guess the buzzword of regenerative farming is really caring for that soil is the basis.
Okay.
And make sure there's, the more chemicals you put in, like anything, right? If you put a living creature in a chemical, it's going to die.
Yeah.
So if you put chemicals on the soil, it's going to die. Whether it's a chemical, herbicide, fungicide, pesticide, chemical fertilizer, eventually it's going to die. So that's what happened in Florida with all these orange groves, right? Mm-hmm. That's why all the farmland, north of Okeechobee is for sale.
Yeah.
Because they can't grow anything anymore. And this is kind of ubiquitous across the United States.
Yeah, we're
so this
killing
regenerative
our own
farming
land.
model is kind of really becoming popular.
Yes, and it's very complex, but also seems easier in a way, or more simple.
Yeah, I just use manure and wood chips and water.
Yeah.
And you regenerate it.
It's amazing, and it's become so successful. Okay, so you're living with your girlfriend. You start regenerative farming just in her backyard?
Yeah, well, I mean, I just regenerated the soil there with a bunch of wood chips and horse manure.
Yeah.
That I was getting from a friend of mine. And then we started growing a bunch of plants, and I built a shed and a greenhouse there. And then I started trying to really dig into like the financials and a good model that you could actually make a decent living farming. And then I mentioned Joel Salatin and Greg Judy's and the Will Harris's of the world that have already done it.
Yeah.
And kind of laid the foundation. And then if you have in any business, if you have a model that has low capital expenditure, meaning like no vaccine, no medication, no vet bill, really limited infrastructure in terms of buildings. Like I don't need a $500,000 hoop house with 10,000 chickens and be in debt to Tyson Farms, right? I just started this like cost of a chicken coop. I mean, the laying hen coop cost me $800, I think, right?
Wow.
And you can recoup that, I mean, almost immediately, right? Inside 2 months. So and then since the quality of the product is so high, I just kind of deliberately started it here in an affluent area. So then you have something that costs you little, but you can sell for a lot.
Yeah. So for those who are listening, the farm is in Delray. It's super accessible. It's like right off Lyons, right?
Right off 441.
Yes. So do you ship anywhere for those who aren't local?
No, it's just such a small farm. So it's like, I don't really,
we don't ship yet.
Yeah, the demand is so high.
Yes.
But I'm talking to some investors now about expanding it.
Well, this is brand new also, like 18 months, right? Is that how long?
I got on this piece of land January 7th, 2024.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's only been a little bit over a year. That is insane.
Yeah, I just worked a lot over the past year.
That
like
is amazing. Okay, so going back to girlfriend's backyard, when do you say, all right, we can go bigger with this?
I sat next to a guy, still a good friend of mine, on the desk, and he had some land in Loxahatchee, and he said, why don't you just try and do like 50 chickens on my land? I did that. If I could end up selling them, I'd do 150, and then it turned into 450, and then this plot kind of fell into my lap, super cheap, and I just moved it there and kind of made it a bit more industrial, I suppose.
Yeah,
larger scale.
Did you used to eat organically or healthy before you had the farm?
Yeah, I mean, in college, I shipped in the majority of my produce and raw milk and beef from a regenerative farm in Pennsylvania.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was 2014.
Wow. That's incredible. You're so ahead of your time, I feel like.
I guess so. I don't know.
This is amazing. Okay, so
I just went down the rabbit hole,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So backing up before we go back to the farm, I'm someone who's like, I eat clean, I eat organic. Yeah. You told me basically organic is bullshit.
Yeah, so during as I was setting up for this, I did like a lot of farm seminars, and I did like some veteran workshops on sustainable farming that's done by NCAT. If there's any veterans out there that are interested, they do free farm training and for sustainable farms. And we ended up visiting a bunch of organic farms. And then I came to learn that organic, USDA stamped organic, just means limited use of chemical herbicide, fungicide, pesticide, and chemical fertilizer. So if you're buying a head of spinach at the store, how do you know if it was sprayed last week? How do you know if it was sprayed 6 months ago? We don't, right? So, yeah. And then also they were using plastic mulch.
Wow.
To suppress weeds. And that's totally allowed, and they still paid their $20,000 for their USDA organic stamp, right? Like, it's all about money, and the whole industry is taking shortcuts all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. So, yeah, it just can't be trusted, right? I mean, the Vital Farms things we talked about.
Yeah.
I think they're in some kind of lawsuit right now.
Yes, that's the eggs
food
I
dye
buy from Whole Foods.
Yeah, carcinogens and things like that. And
yes.
so nothing is as it seems, right? Like, I think when I was growing up, it was all natural. That was like the stamp, right?
Yes.
But you go to the store now and buy something natural. There's nothing natural about it.
Yep.
And then the same thing with organic, and now they're doing the same thing with pasture raised, right? Pasture raised just means they have access to pasture. So if I'm a chicken in Florida and I have a house with feed and water and AC and all of my buddies, I'm definitely not going outside of that pasture, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And it can even be a small piece of pasture. So now you can get this pasture raised stamped. It's like all my birds on my farm are forced to be outside. There is no inside.
Yep.
Inside doesn't exist.
Yep.
So, yeah, right. So they took pasture raised, grass fed as well. We could go on and on about this, right? So grass fed, you now need to look for grass fed and grass finished.
Okay.
And that also doesn't mean that they don't spend their life inside. They can
Wow.
bring the grass from the outside and feed them inside and still get that stamp for grass fed, grass finished.
So what do we do? What
and
do
they
we
can still
look
be
for?
vaccinated and medicated and all the stuff that you don't want,
Yes,
right?
and
Antibiotics, and still stamp it grass fed, grass finished. So that doesn't exactly mean anything either.
Yeah, and in researching this, since literally you told me about this yesterday,
Yeah.
I heard about the hormonal chip that they put inside certain animals.
The list goes on.
It is unreal. So what do we do if we're just a consumer? We don't have access. We go to your farm, we
Yeah,
get your farm
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
But if I'm in Whole Foods, what am I looking for? What labels?
Yeah, I would try and find any that are regenerative, right? I know Kelowna, their dairy comes from small farms. It's still pasteurized, but it's small batch and low temp pasteurized.
Okay.
So it's just essentially you just heat up the milk, right, to kill bacteria.
Uh-huh.
But you can do your own research on milk and raw milk and all of that. Like, I'm not a nutritionist, right? But
I'm like, what if I don't want to do my own
yeah,
research? I'm like,
yeah.
tell
No,
me
I
what to
understand.
get.
So
yeah.
so I think the general idea of raw milk is that there's bacteria in raw milk that if you heat it up, that bacteria dies, and that bacteria helps you digest dairy.
Okay.
So you wouldn't have so much like dairy intolerance. If
Okay.
you just left that bacteria. Like, nature's already figured it out.
Yes. So that's
So
the
don't
whole.
quote me on that if anyone's out there,
Yeah,
Like,
I
do your
don't
own
know.
research, right?
I don't know how many milk experts
Sure,
we have
sure.
listening to the podcast, but how I feel like nature figuring it out is kind of the premise for all of regenerative
Yeah,
farming.
yep.
So explain to me how the animals basically take care of the farm essentially. Like, they're the ones producing the fertilizer there, and you move them around.
Yeah, so there's some ideas there. Like in the Serengeti, you have rains, grass grows, the wildebeest move, and then after that comes all of the birds. They kind of pick through that manure and also scratch it out. So I do the same thing on my farm. I have a flock of sheep. They cut the grass. The chickens then come next, right, in this symbiotic relationship. They'll eat all the larvae out of that manure and then also scratch around to get this homogeneous dispersal of natural fertilizer.
Yeah.
So you don't really need to fertilize, right? Like, as a farmer, you could buy a bunch of nitrogen fertilizer, which is terrible for the soil, or you could just have somebody run chickens,
Yeah.
right, and spread natural fertilizer.
Talk to me about, because you were saying amazing things about soil. Like, when I think of soil, I'm like, it's dirt.
Yeah.
That's all. But you have such a different take on it. You know
Sure,
much more than me. So tell me about the magic of soil.
Yeah, I mean, it's this living ecosystem, right? I think in a scoop of soil, I forgot what the exact amount is, but it's some outrageous amount of living organisms in a handful of soil, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know the numbers, but yeah, you want to keep that living. So I think as human beings, we always try and categorize everything. And with that categorization, we say a plant only needs nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, right? Those are like the main compounds we need to grow them. And what we're missing is that there's this entire world of bacteria eating bacteria and dying, and so much more, I want to say chemical evolution, but there's these chemical processes that are going on throughout the season that the plant interacts with, right? And they interact with the soil through their root exodus. So for instance, there's a bunch of studies out there that say if a plant needs phosphorus, it will secrete something into the soil that attract a certain type of bacteria that when they die, it's phosphorus heavy.
Wow.
Right? So there's this entire, and we completely neglect that as human beings.
Yes.
Right? So I think if we just sit back and observe a little bit, right? And I'm not saying, like, soil scientists are awesome and they're doing super cool work. I don't really like to get into the weeds that much.
Yeah.
Right? I just like to observe how a chicken acts and then set up something that a chicken would want to do. For instance, like they will roost in a tree at night. So in my mobile chicken shelter, I have roosts, right? So it's like almost this natural thing for them to perch. So at night, they just all naturally go in there. And it's like less management for me. And it's like the chicken expressing as much of its natural nature as possible.
Wow.
Yeah.
What do you produce on your farm?
Eggs, chicken meat, honey, and various beeswax products. And then we have a flock of sheep.
Wow.
For lamb meat.
And you sell it directly to the consumer?
Directly to the consumer via private food club, yeah.
Wow.
There's tons of regulation around that. So
okay.
you have to do it in this private food club model.
Okay,
yeah.
That's why. So it's not like you can't just go in and be like, I'm going to buy a pound of chicken meat. Like it has to be.
Yeah, it has to be under rigorous membership.
Okay, and we're going to post everything about the farm because I'm telling you, when I mentioned I was interviewing you, many of my friends, my mom was like, "We're going to the farm," and you do tours of the farm.
Them to come. Yeah.
It's amazing.
Farm tours and everything. Yeah.
Yes. So why do you think more farmers aren't going in this direction?
I think there's a big push for it, but in South Florida specifically, the land prices are too high. Everything's getting developed. I mean, I'm in the middle of this development battle. I mean, I lease land that a developer owns, and there's other developers trying to purchase it, and commissioners and judges are getting paid, and I'm just in the middle, right? So I'll end up moving the farm for sure, probably this year. It just is what it is, right? Like, so the lot that I'm on right now, it's 6.75 acres, and 3.5 sold for $5 million. And then the southern lot's 2.75 acres, and that's selling for $3.75 million.
Oh,
so
wow.
for a farmer selling chicken and eggs, it's just not accessible, right?
Yeah.
So everybody asks, why is nobody doing it? Well, that's why. And I guess luckily, my finance background gives me a little bit of knowledge on talking to investors from an investor term. So I set up an attractive investment to get investment money. So that helped me out there. But I think that's maybe my bigger goal is to educate farmers on how to do that, because I think a lot of them are in BFE, and now, I'm not sure if you've seen on Instagram and all over social media, you can get a quarter cow, but they're shipping you a freezer and all this craziness, right?
No,
because
we are on different algorithms.
Yeah.
I do not see the quarter cow on my algorithm.
Okay. So that's on mine. But they don't have an avenue to sell, right? So I think the reason my farm's doing so well is because I got so lucky with this plot and was fortunate enough to set up a business in a really affluent area where the demand is super high, but it's so inaccessible. It's so inaccessible to most farmers, right? And I'm single, I don't have kids, so my risk tolerance is insanely high. If it goes belly up, okay, whatever, I just get a job, right? It's not but I feel for the farmers that have a family and kids, and that how could they ever possibly do this, right?
Yes.
And it's so crazy that, again, going back to the local bureaucracy, if we claim we want a small business, we want a clean farm, we want a veteran-owned business, and check all of these boxes, but behind the scenes, they just care about development money, right?
Yep, and they make it so hard.
I'm not saying that because I'm in the middle of this pinch. It's just a reality, right? I'm not bitter about it. It is what it is.
Yeah.
I'll figure it out and move it and get funding. It's no problem. But for the average farmer to figure that out, impossible.
Yeah.
Impossible.
Yeah, it's so unfortunate.
Yeah, it sucks because everybody wants it. But do we really want it? If we wanted it, I think we would elect the people that actually want that thing. And we don't. We don't, right? So I don't know. I'm just trying to do my part in this community to get some people some clean food, and hopefully it works out.
Truly clean food. It's incredible. I mean, it's so easy to just go to the store and get whatever and kind of be like, I don't want to think about it. It's too much. But it's literally killing us. We are a sick country.
We should be thinking about it more.
Yes.
Because there's chemicals in everything.
Yes.
In everything. Yes. In everything. So.
Yes. Yeah. And aside from just not eating altogether, you just gotta find the good stuff. Right, so I love that you have brought this into such an accessible place, and I'm sure it will just grow. Talk to me about eggs. I was watching your Instagram last night and I saw this. You were talking about egg yolk and the color, because I always thought the darker the egg yolk, the more nutrient dense. Yeah. And that's true, but how people get darker yolk other farmers. How does this happen? And how is your yolk so dark?
They have access to grass. So if they're eating dark material, you're going to have darker yolks. So if I only feed them something like beets, they would have super orange yolks. But an egg is just like a plant almost in terms of it's sitting there and then nutrients. So if your eggs sit for a long time, they will be less nutrient dense. Just like if we had a kale plant here and you ripped kale off, it would be the most nutrient dense as soon as you rip it off of the plant. And if it sits for a week, it's significantly less. I don't know what the numbers are, but it's significant. So most of your grocery store eggs, I mean, depending on where they come from, maybe California, like how long are they sitting at the farm? How long are they sitting in Amazon distribution? How long are they sitting at Whole Foods distribution? I don't know how that works. Maybe it's the same thing.
Yeah.
And then how long are they sitting on the store shelf? But usually the yolks are flat relative to the egg white. They're like the same level, right? Or they crack. So all of the yolks on the farm, since I sell out every day, you're pretty much getting today's eggs. And the yolk sits plump above the egg white.
Wow.
It's something you should look out for. Other than color, right? The color is like minor thing.
Yeah.
And you can just dye the feed.
Right, to make it look
orange,
yellow.
right?
Yeah, but it's not. Yeah.
I think that's what's happening with a bunch of these guys.
Your chickens eat better than I do. I feel like you're feeding them like normal food, like pulp and runoff.
Yeah.
Explain.
All organic juice pulp. We partner with a bunch of juiceries, so they eat all organic juice pulp. We get that a few times a week. That's awesome. Various different juices and pulp. Obviously fresh grass and bugs every day, and then all non-GMO feed that I ship in from the Northeast. There's no non-GMO feeder in the state of Florida. We're like 50 years behind the times.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a state-to-state thing. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, Florida's just not quite there, like the way the Northeast is at least.
Yeah, isn't this a good place to farm though because of the weather or no?
I'm no expert, but yeah, you can farm year-round. There's no winter.
You kind of are an expert though.
Yeah, sure, yeah. I've been doing it for a little bit. You're
literally the expert, yeah.
But yeah, I think it's a great place to do it. I mean, chicken's a tropical bird, so I raised them all last summer. I had no issues.
Oh my gosh.
Just give them shade and water and clean food.
And they must be such happy chickens.
Yeah, they're super happy. They run up to you.
Yeah, you said that. And I told you, I'm like, I'm terrified of birds, so I won't be participating in that part of the farm. But you also have bees on the farm?
We have bees, yeah. So I found a beekeeper. She does all chemical-free beekeeping. She doesn't spray for varroa mites. I don't know if you want me to go into that.
Yes, please go into varroa mites.
So varroa mites is something also like kind of ubiquitous across beekeeping, and they will eat the bee larvae and they kind of decimate a colony. And you can spray a chemical for them that kill the varroa mites, but the bees live, just like having a genetically modified plant, right? You can spray Roundup straight on the plant doesn't die. That isn't something I want to consume.
Yep.
Same thing with bees. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there.
No, you're good.
We don't spray for varroa mites, and if the colony dies, the colony dies. We don't want the genetics in the area anyway.
Yeah.
So it's not a good business proposition. And I think a lot of like the beekeeping community kind of shuns that because they think they can control nature.
Yes.
They think if we spray all of this chemical, we're going to kill them all. Of course not, right? They're just going to evolve. And that's what happens. That's how you get these super viruses, and this is how you get all of these recalls. It's because we spray so many chemicals, and nature does its thing a lot more powerful than we are, and then makes some kind of super bug that kills everything. This happens all the time, right? Recalls and
but you don't think about why it's happening. I'm just like, something went wrong along the way.
Yep.
Why can I not find eggs in the grocery store right now?
There's an avian flu outbreak.
And it does feel like no one's talking about it.
Oh.
So, yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
I don't know.
algorithm does not have the avian flu.
Yeah, everyone's talking about it on my farm.
Yes.
So, look, I have some opinions about that. I don't know if experts will agree or not, but I think these outbreaks came in confinement facilities. So all the birds live inside, and then the claim is that a wild bird flew over and like pooped on a bird, and now they have avian flu. But my question is, how did that wild bird get into a confinement facility?
Yeah.
Like they threw through the vent, they came out through the toilet. Like what? That doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
So I think what happens is that, look, it turns out if you don't put an animal, like you wouldn't put your kid in its own fecal matter for days, right? It would get sick. Same thing with a chicken. So if we just don't do that, like I move all of the animals every day so they never sit in their own fecal matter.
Yeah.
And then I don't have to vaccinate or medicate. And not that we need to get into vaccines and medication, but it's like if we make good life choices, like we eat clean food, you have to take less medication, right? I'm not saying some medication's good. I don't know if you have an ailment, you should take it. But
yes.
also, if we do the right things off the bat, then you don't have all of this stuff.
Yes.
So these confinement facilities for sure aren't doing it right? When I think humane stamp is 1.2 cubic feet for a chicken to live in a cage, which is like this.
Tiny.
That's humane?
Yeah.
Nah, it's
wow.
It's a joke. It's a joke. The whole thing's a joke, right? And then you get a
Yes.
humane stamp, and that company pays, who knows, $20,000 to get a humane stamp,
Yeah.
It's like a big racket.
Yes.
The whole thing's a big racket. And then the only people that really lose, right, is us.
100%.
Yeah.
So you were talking about the sterilization of our country and how we're so obsessed with things being clean, and the effect that has on our immune system. Can you speak to that?
Yeah, I don't think we need to be as sterile as we think. I think there is some research in Scandinavia about children that grow up on farms and how their immune system is so much better because they have interaction with farm animals.
Yeah.
That's not one study. It's like a bunch of them.
Yeah. Yeah. And you were
So-
saying, like, after you, obviously when you're tending to your chickens, you'll go and wash your hands after, but
Yeah, of
it's
course.
not this constant, like, have Purell on the farm.
No, I mean, my hands get dirty every day, right?
Yeah.
Every single day. I mean, I handle animals and touch the dirt and rarely get sick, rarely. It's usually from exhaustion, not from like just randomly getting sick.
Well, so I want to get into your lifestyle on the farm
Yeah.
because you work every day.
Every
All
day that
day.
ends in Y. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
What time do you get up?
Lately, it's been later because I've not been doing so much farming and dealing with so much legal BS until late hours of the night. But in the summertime, we start really early. I was getting up like 5:30 just because it gets so hot by 10. And then in the wintertime, we kind of scale that back to like 6 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
But we're definitely moving animals by 6:30 in the morning.
okay.
Yep.
So you live on the farm as well.
Correct.
You live in an Airstream.
Yes.
Did you leave your apartment when you were a finance bro?
Yeah.
Did you leave your apartment and then go buy the Airstream? How did that transition take place?
I was in an apartment in Boca, and then I was living with my girlfriend in Deerfield, and then her and I broke up because I married the farm. And then I needed a place to live. I always wanted an Airstream as like an Airbnb, as like this kind of farm to table experience. So it was just kind of like the catalyst to that, and I was like, I can stomach this for a year.
Wow.
Do you think not forever?
Okay, so it's not your forever plan.
No, 100%
What'd you
not.
do with all your stuff?
I didn't have a lot of stuff anyway. My apartment in Boca, I think I had a mattress on the ground, a leather chair for my stepdad's office, and a bookshelf. I had nothing.
We are exactly the same,
Yeah.
Jake. No,
Yeah.
we are very different.
Oh.
I'm totally kidding.
Yeah.
You are amazing. Like, you're so low maintenance.
Yeah, I just don't have a lot of stuff.
That's incredible. Do
Yeah.
you feel light and like,
Yeah, we don't need a lot of stuff.
yeah, that's incredible. Okay.
The things that fulfill me the most is like I just regenerated this kind of like 1.5 acre pasture completely, and grass just started growing through that decomposition in those wood chips. So every morning with a coffee, I just kind of look at the diversity of the plants growing and like, look, my first bonus at the hedge fund, I think I paid for a ridiculous Harley in cash, which I ended up selling and getting a tractor. And yeah, I guess, I don't know, there's just, everybody says material objects don't bring you anything. And I'm not saying that it's completely true. I think it can make life really comfortable. But for me, yeah, I just want to see the grass grow through some
That's wonderful.
wood chips, yeah.
Do you feel like this has been a spiritual journey for you?
Oh, 100%.
Tell me more about that.
Yeah, I wasn't religious at all before the farm, not even a little bit. I just did my thing and was never. And then, I don't know, the more time you spend in nature, the more you realize how much you don't know. You know, like really, we don't have a clue, not even as a collective. And there's some smart people, and I don't think they have a clue relative to nature, you know? So then I think just naturally you get more spiritual and closer to God or the source or the universe, whatever you want to call it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's such a beautiful concept.
Yeah.
So we have a mutual friend. That is how you end up on the podcast. When she tells me about you, I ask 9 million questions, as I do with everyone.
Sure.
My first question to her was like, wait, so does he date from the farm? Tell me about dating life as Farmer Jake.
It's pretty non-existent, just because I work so much. There's like casual dates here and there. Mostly like people at the farm are like, you're single, I have somebody for you.
Yes. And then do they come to the farm? Like, what do you do?
Yeah. I just had a date last week. We had a little bonfire and played the guitar.
That's so cute.
She could sing and play the guitar, so she taught me how to play.
Like, I'm telling you, there's a show idea here. It needs to happen.
Yeah, I don't know about all that.
They would have to come to the farm,
Yeah.
but it could totally work. And then it would be such good exposure for regenerative farming. It's
Sure.
a win-win.
Yeah. You set it up and then...
I'll work on it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So what do you do for fun?
I train jiu-jitsu
Okay.
pretty much every day.
Do you do it on your own on the farm, or do you go to a...
No, I there's a place in Deerfield and then a place in Boynton Beach.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you do leave the farm.
Reluctantly, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you ever eat at restaurants?
Once a month.
What do you eat?
Like on a daily basis or a restaurant? Well, this morning I had 4 raw eggs and spinach and berries and ginger and grass-fed milk in a smoothie.
I've always wondered this. Eating raw eggs is safe?
Yeah.
Isn't there like salmonella concerns or something?
I think this is the sanitation,
Okay.
right? Like my eggs are super clean. So like, look, to pitch people on a membership at the farm, I crack an egg in a coffee mug, and then I pick up the yolk, right, to show like the density of it, and then I drink it.
Wow.
In the middle of an avian flu epidemic.
Right? And you're like, I'm totally fine.
I did 3
my
yesterday.
chickens are good.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, I do raw eggs every morning. I bet maybe I should cook them. I just I don't know. I'm a bachelor. I just put it in a smoothie and drink it down.
Yeah. You're like, there's no cooking of the eggs.
And
maybe one
I
of the date girls will do
order
it.
beef from White Oaks Pastures, Will Harris's farm. That guy's doing awesome stuff up there. Completely regenerative. 5,000 acres. He's like the Michael Jordan.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm trying to be like him when I grow up.
Yeah.
Maybe not that big. That's a lot. What he's got going on up there. But yeah, so I order beef from his farm, and then obviously eat my own chicken and eggs.
So what do you do if there's a hurricane or a major storm coming? How do you prepare the farm?
Everything buttons down into augers I have all around the pasture. And animals just know what to do.
Did you build this all on your own?
Yeah, I mean, I literally did everything. Everything on the farm I built myself. Yeah, everything. Plumbing, electric. Hopefully code enforcement isn't watching, but
right.
If they are, they already got me, so it is what it is. But yeah,
add it to the list.
Look, there's actually something called Right to Farm that says that you can get away from all these nuisance laws and do anything that you want without permitting, as long as it's for farming. And everything that I've done is for farming, and everything was already there in terms of like electrical work. I just replaced outlets and things.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got fortunate and met a friend of mine that knew how to do all of this. A good friend of mine now, really good friend of the farm. I mean, the farm wouldn't be there without him. His name's Doug. Yeah, so he taught me a lot, and then I just kind of bootstrapped it and just learned it all as I went.
Do you ever miss your old life when you used to live in Boca in an apartment with nothing? No. It's like a bubble on the farm, and people come. Like my neighbor just came just to sit, and she was just grateful to be there, and that's what I want, and that's where I want to stay, and I just want to expand that, really. Yeah. There's so much peace there. I love that. You've
get out of
created
the concrete
such an
jungle.
oasis. Yeah, it's so nice. I know that you have a projector in your Airstream.
Yeah.
What does Jake the farmer watch on TV?
What do I watch on TV? I suppose mostly documentaries.
Okay.
Yeah.
Smart stuff.
I don't know if they're smart stuff, but yeah, whatever. Alien documentaries and food documentaries.
Yeah. Amazing. You're always learning. This is incredible. What does your mom say about this? Like, could she believe that this is the route that life has taken?
I don't know. I think she just accepted I lost my mind a while ago, and she's just like here for the ride. She's awesome.
So I know that
she's the best.
Yeah, you say
I don't
you
have
lost
a better
your
mom.
mind. Oh my gosh, that's so nice. I hope she's listening. She better listen.
Maybe she watch. Hopefully she is.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like you say you lost your mind, but I actually feel like you're the only sane one. That's like, I'm not just going to eat what's in a box because this is what's available. There's a better way, and I'm going to do that. And you are going to save lives with this. I believe that 100%.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, the feedback's been really good. I mean, I get parents that say my kids don't eat eggs unless they're your eggs. And I mean, it's a lot of it. Like maybe children have this innate sense of what is good and what is wrong, and we lose that as we become an adult.
Yes,
so that's been cool.
We get exhausted, and we can't keep up with it. And as a parent, it's one of the biggest battles I have is trying to teach my son what you put in your body is what your body uses. And if we're putting chemicals and junk in it, it's the inflammation and all the things that can happen. It is a very hard lesson to teach a 10-year-old because they don't see the automatic effects. But as an adult, I do. We all have thyroid issues and different health issues now that we're getting into our 40s, and it is a nightmare. And I attribute it to our environmental factors and our food.
Yeah.
And it's hard. I try so hard to eat clean and research it and not get too crazy with it, because I will go down a deep, deep rabbit hole. And then
and then you're going to end up on a farm with 900 chickens and a flock of sheep and 30 beehives, and that's how it goes, right?
If that ever happens, I will be amazed. Like, it will be the best thing. You'll be my teacher.
Yeah, for sure. I'll help you out.
Oh my gosh, I love that. It's incredible what you've done. So the membership structure, what is it? Like, you get X amount of eggs, you get X amount of...
No, it's $150 a year for exclusive rights to everything I have on the farm. You get one, it's like $12.50 a month. It's really nothing. It's just a pass-through to my farm hands. And then you get one free delivery a month. And then I want to do a beef share with White Oaks Pastures. So we can get a lot of beef for a cheaper price. So that'll just be a pass-through to the members.
Yes, please.
So yeah, it's like a private food club. In a sense, a little bit different than a CSA.
Yeah. Where do you get your produce?
I suppose, I will try and buy organic if I have to. If not, I try and order it from a farm.
Okay.
Like, all my beef comes from White Oaks.
Wow.
I just ship that straight to
this
the
is
farm.
amazing. Yeah. I feel like you're going to get so many people knocking on your door after this for sure. And you do tours. So I could take my son, you'll show him how you do this.
Yeah, he can feed chickens. We have a little scavenger hunt for kids. The beekeeper teaches a little bee class. It's cool.
I love that. Yeah. Okay, great. We're going to post all of your information in the description for sure, and I'll also put it in the captions just so everyone can access it, because I'm so excited that this is even available. I've been hearing about the farm forever, but really hearing about what you do and looking into it, it's incredible, and I cannot wait.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
I'm so excited. So we have a little game.
Okay.
It's called the Shut Up, Tell Me More game. I know it's a very creative title.
Okay.
I have a jar of questions, and I pull one out. You do get one pass if you don't like that question.
Okay.
And I know you're an open book, so I'm very excited.
Yeah.
I'm personally hoping it's more dating questions, but we'll see. All right.
I'm
grabbing my jar.
Hoping that it's not that.
Oh, I do. I'm like, I also get the chance to pass a question. So, okay. This one is, I swear to God, I could show you. How do you show love?
Oh, boy. I think my close friends and people around me would say, if I got him, I got him, And maybe I don't show it in the most conventional ways, but for instance, a good friend of mine from high school, his mom just died. And I have all of this stuff going on with the farm, and he called me, he said, "Hey, I need you." And then I took a flight the next morning.
Oh my gosh.
And I spent, I don't know how many days with him and his stepdad.
That's amazing. And that's a big deal.
I guess that's how I show it.
Yeah. And you just show up for people.
Yeah.
That's a big way. That's so nice. What a nice note to end on.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Jake the farmer, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for
I'm so
having
grateful. We're going to post all about Coastal Pastures Farms
cool.
and everything else.
I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. And I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Shut Up, Tell Me More. You can find us on Instagram at Shut Up, Tell Me More. Remember to subscribe to the podcast. If you listen on Apple Podcasts, go to the show page and click the follow plus sign. If you listen on Spotify, click the follow button. You can also find us on YouTube. You'll automatically receive new episodes as they come out, as well as updates. Doing this also helps me algorithm land, so thanks in advance. Lastly, give me a 5-star review, and I'll be so, so grateful. See you in the next one.